Vampyr. Vamos a ver. Jugar, lugar vacío. Vamos. Nuevo juego. Modo historia normal. Normal. Esta vamos. Así como se juega, así que vamos a jugarlo normalito nomás. El nivel tucu. La época victoriana.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Un momento dejé de leer, weón. No me enteré de qué estaba pasando.
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment. A righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Ahí está, weón. Es un guachín, es un guachín. Es un guachín con su gorrita de macho. ¡Uy, qué miedo! ¡Uy! No, lo gráfico dentro se puede con el Unreal Engine. Cuando me muevo. Ahí está. Está en blanco y negro. Sangre, súbita sangre. ¿Qué segunda ya? También está hecho pico.
So thirsty.
Esta mina, el agua chiviteo. ¿Me conoce? Ahí se la chupetea. Cuático. Hermano.
Mary! Oh, no! Mary!
¿Cómo se lo pongo?
Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God.
Se fue.
Mary.
Con duda. No, deja con duda.
No.
Lo pesca, traíatela, weón. ¿Sigue vivo? No. Se fue. Esto es un guachín, el guachito.
No! Please, a moment, let me explain!
Ya, así que sí.
These patrols are after me. No, don't shoot!
¿Qué va disparando metralleta el weón?
This
Pues
is a
muy loco.
nightmare. I need to get out of here.
Se nota el tío que es un Real Engine, weón.
This can't be happening.
También parece un
No,
poco
please,
de Bloodborne.
stop! I mean you no harm.
Hay auto, entonces un poco después de Bloodborne. Ay, pues. Creo que estoy estudiando historia, weón, nada que es, pues, weón. Época victoriana, weón.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Pero había un auto. Entonces sí, metralleta entonces, pues, ¿no?
Now, I can defend myself.
¿Y ahora dónde tengo que ir? Ah, hostia, doble. Parece mucho en la parte del... cómo se juega el... Ah, esta wea.
Who are you? Stay back!
Machetazo.
Sorry, but you left me no choice.
Hey, que British, Mr. British. Oi, hoi, 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 hoi. I'm Mr. British.
Who are you? Stupid beast!
Aquí van. Machetazo.
Sorry.
Por el lagi. No me acuerdo la cuchilla. La tula.
Please, stop! That's a live fire!
Chucha.
Who are you? What do you want?
Ah, tengo estamina. Chucha, ¿en serio? Tipo Soul, no creo. Bueno, qué pajita no tengo en juego.
I mean you no harm. I need help. Die, you fucking leech! Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this. Shut up, beast! Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's... That'll do the rest of the job. Just leave me.
Creo que se quemó, weón. La luz del sol.
The sun.
Feels like it's
Su
burning me to the bone.
accionamiento con el fuego inflige un daño agravado. Reduce tu... Oh, creo que
I
sí,
need to
tipo
find
Soul.
somewhere to hide. Let me
no.
go!
Chucha. Tu tiro fuego, cocho culiao. Chucha. ¿Puedo suicidarlo? No me...
I need to
Oh,
find shelter.
Mr. British, no tienes que contar todo lo que dices, lo que quieres hacer.
Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should
Todo un
be safe
guachín,
enough.
pero mírenlo, weón. Cosa que la polera, weón. Y le veo todo su músculo de guachín. Un matrimonio.
Brother, what have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Chelines. ¿Dónde son los chelines, weón?
I had better remain here until nightfall.
Era vampiro, hijo de puta, Corea.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
Oh, Mr. British, o sea, el men.
It's impossible.
Era un Mr. British. Ricachón. ¿Por qué época es, weón? Si había un auto, weón. ¿Qué época es, weón? ¿Qué época es, weón? La deja muerta, weón, me la pisoteo. No me veo, no tengo que verme.
12 dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under
O estos vampiros sí se pueden ver.
that she might linger longer. Her eyes as white as
Ay, ¿por qué estilo tiene el weón? Lorea, weón.
Who's there? Are you referring to me?
Ay, mi chula.
No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Oh, Mr. British. Era un Mr. British millonario. ¿Qué pasó? Una pistola. Se suicidó.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now! No. There's time. I can save him. That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital! Done. He'll live. And now what? We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
No, se murió loco, weón. ¿Qué guerra tuvieron los Mr. British, weón?
No, it never got easy.
Después de la revolución industrial, weón. O infecticio, weón. Yo no sé, weón. ¿Qué historia, por favor? Ayúdeme, weón. Ahí baja ya. Espera que anochezca, weón. Es de noche ya, weón. ¿Esa es la luna, weón? ¿O no? ¿Quieres algo?
The sun is high. I cannot leave now.
¿Aguanta que un vampiro? ¿Qué tengo así? ¿Qué tengo así? Tengo que dormir. Una pajita y a dormir.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it.
Que va a matar un... ¿Cómo? Sí, un doctor, un ensayo. De aquí a la eternidad.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is. As mad as the world contains blinding sunlight.
Mr. British. Gastar puntos, tengo puntos para gastar. Estoy bloqueado. ¿Dónde veo los puntos que tengo, weón? Soy nivel 2. Agarras un golpe de corto alcance que puede cortar a todas las criaturas vivientes ubicadas frente a ti. La lanza hecha de sangre puede pasar a través de los enemigos ubicados frente a ti. Los pies el objetivo a los que o de los tuyos. Luego de un momento la nube explota e inflige un daño intenso. Vamos a esta. Tengo los puntos para gastar. ¿Cómo de dónde tengo los puntos para gastar o no, weón? Simplemente lo activo nomás la wea. Ah, los que tengo ahí. Yo pensaba que eran los puntos para... Ah, ya, ya. Ah, ya, 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 ya. Confirmo. Ah, Mr. British Watch 2 rico. Vamos a hacer algo opulento. Vamos a matar gente al toque.
That voice in my head. If I'm
No te
not
preocupes,
mad,
esquizofrenia, bueno, también lo tengo.
it
No te
must
preocupes.
belong to the one who made me. What I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Se deterna. Los Mr.
These
British.
people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Parkour.
Here's the leech. Here!
My head's spinning.
Oh, el Mr. British todo me da vuelta.
It's locked all right.
Cerrado. Otro con muerto más. Está causada. Arma secundaria, presiona triángulo para... Tiene efectos de ataque especiales y consume energía. Para los vampiros. Cuando enfrenta a vampiros. Está acá en la guata.
I'm still in Southwark.
A la torre colina 1 y qué
I
pasa.
must reach the West End.
Die, vermin!
Back home.
Ah, aturdimiento. Buenardo.
A strength I never knew I had.
No puedo pegarle. Está mortal, weón. El TP que pega. Oh, me lo deleteé. Casi lo mato devorándolo. Casi lo transformáis en Perkin. Mira la boleta.
Every sinew, every fiber of my being is a fire.
Ah, yo pensé que iba a pasar algo más pulento. Me confundo tanto. ¿Con qué juego? Ah, con el... Con la waifu. ¿Están hablando? Suya. Ahora sí, ay, ay, Mr. British, ay, no, soy. Ay, voy a subir brígido,
My strength. My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
I'm not human anymore. British culiao, como habla. Chucha. Al Banco Norte. Unanse al ejército, ¿ven? Esto va. El ejército británico ayude a los valientes muchachos en el frente. La Segunda Guerra Mundial. Su rey y su país lo necesitan. Unanse a las filas. Ayude.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
La propaganda de guerra. Qué guay, Guarín.
This is despicable.
Me subiste un
I
muerto.
cannot enter.
Un Guarín. Subiste a Guarín, güey.
I have this thirst for blood. It's locked.
Propaganda de guerra.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
¿Para qué sí? La Segunda Guerra Mundial. Mira.
I cannot enter.
I cannot enter.
It's locked.
Así un griego le dijo, I can't. I cannot. Nice, nice, nice.
What will London have to say to me?
¿Qué es eso? Una moneda.
It's locked, all right. I've so many questions unanswered.
Qué ducks. Todo muy duck. Muy lemon nose.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Muslim. Puro perkin o algo que se
The
muere.
man has been drained of all blood. But I can still smell the scent of it. I follow
Toda la sangre, weón. Le chupetió 9 litros de sangre.
Perhaps it will
Ocho
lead me
culiao
to
con
my
cebo, weón.
assailant.
La cagó. Tiene sentido.
Fresh blood.
Hoy, 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 hoy,
Smells so
hoy.
strong.
Una
Where
huella.
has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
Quiero que no tuviera suyo. Escondite, hay un nuevo escondite disponible. ¿Este? Puedo dormir, puedo... Oh. Nice, nice, nice. Puedo construir algo, cosas. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Una mesa de crafteo, nice, nice. ¿Cómo salgo? Ahí está. Confeccionar una... tucu tucu. No tengo nada, tucu tucu. Tucu tucu. Eso es todo. Parte de mangina. Magia. No, ¿qué iba a decir? No lo leí bien, weón. Mangina. Dejémoslo con mangina. Mangina, culia mangina. Desconocido.
At last, a little life. Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
¿Qué pasa aquí,
What's
weón?
going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Esa cantidad regresó. ¿Qué es ese perro de las alcantarillas?
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
¿Cómo habla, weón? Está borracho, weón, ya en la tele normal. Nice, nice, nice.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
I'll leave you to your bottle then. Whoever he may be, the killer recently entered this bar.
Hola, bolsita rica.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, now all these terrible murders.
¿Sobre la epidemia? ¿Qué epidemia?
What have you
weón?
heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu.
¿La gripe española?
Killed so many last summer.
Entonces, la Primera Guerra
We've seen
Mundial.
the last of it. Dozens dying
No.
every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There's so many
Mm.
quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard
Sí,
to
la
travel
Primera
across town.
Española, 1918. Sí, la Primera Guerra Mundial.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog. What's that?
No
What
one
sort?
knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, a turquoise turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Siempre de
Are
noche.
you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. Not with the murders and all.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
Continúo. Guachita rica. Este es buen apuesto que hace el típico cantinero así todo el negocio culiao fuck de poli.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and
No
get
estás-
some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Uy, 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 nice, nice, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Pistas sobre algún sospechoso.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
¿Llegaste a Gran Bretaña en la Primera Guerra Mundial o solamente lo están sacando de la manga, weón? No sé mucho de la Primera Guerra Mundial.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed
Solo que
through
se vio en Battlefield 1.
Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
I need to meet this man. I have.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And, sir,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Get out of this bullshit. Was that? No.
Un desconocido.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
Chucha.
I mean you no harm. Say it, the vampire. Present yourself. I need a word. With anyone.
Nice.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
La música, weón. Darle. Por ahí termina. Ah, la Mr. British.
And who might you be?
Tell me, who are you?
Who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them.
Going
Biting
down.
them.
Hoi, hoi, hoi,
The
Mr.
calling
British.
card of a vampire. Like you.
Usted es experto. Yo también soy una víctima. Yo soy una
I've been
víctima.
hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders.
Violent murder.
Oh, no, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
¿Qué es esta hermandad?
And what exactly is this brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor? That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
La misma sombra. Uy, 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 uy.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
He's mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Acabaré con él. Venganza.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Ayúdame, Ogun. Pesado, Ogun. ¿Qué pasa? Todos los buenos iguales, Ogun. Qué chucha.
I'm certain we shall meet again.
Fatiga. Saludable. Saludable. ¿Puedo interrogar a uno más? ¿A quién me falta interrogar?
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
¿Y hay un muerto? ¿De allá vengo o no? No vengo de allá.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
Hay un finado, un...
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. What's this? Some sort of note.
Algún tipo.
This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Zoom. Muy bueno ahí. Cazador. para la house. Debería matarlo, weón. Uy, puedo subir para aquí arriba. Tirador. Uy, harto bueno ella. Nice.
It's locked.
Uy, otro bueno ahí, chucha. Chucha, me pegó el sablazo igual, weón. O sea, el flechazo con toda la guata. Nice. Chucha.
It's locked, all right.
Mira cómo bajo, me tiro nomás. Tarjeta enemigo, presiona para detectar enemigo alrededor. ¿Qué dice? Resistencias. Algunos enemigos son más resistentes a determinados tipos de daños. Hay 4 tipos de resistencias. Lucha cuerpo a cuerpo, largo alcance, poderes, sangre, sombra. Naranja. Resistencia media, resistencia alta. Chupeteado. Vemos que vivo. Chupeteado por Logi. Le chupeteado. Otro con Maibon.
We won't see any of these bastards back here again.
Uy, nice. Se está mirando para allá. Chupeteado. Con la vida Naitsuru.
Get them weapons ready. Get them weapons.
Chucha, estoy cansado, weón.
Look at it. Bloody leech.
Oh, Metal British. Oye, weón. Ah, era fuego, weón. Chucha, yo estoy cuidando nomás matando, weón.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Agua de plomo. Plomo. Un hacha. Guadaña usada. Equipa para usar 2 manos. Presiona triángulo para mantener estabilidad. Tengo que equiparla. Muchas cositas por aquí, muchas cositas por allá. Ni a ver esto. Una lenta.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Dearest friend, you're my last and dearest friend.
Qué huevo tapiteado ese, weón.
This creature is bedeviled.
I can't feel it.
I must put it down.
Uy, el bicho. Buenísimo, que dirige, weón. Escucha. Me pegó el medio parry, weón. Puro Perkin.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
We knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Ahí lo hacen bolsita rica.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you
rica.
like me? Can you help me?
Viste, escuchan, no le dan subtítulos, escuchen mi amigo, te lo puedo poner así, eso dijo. Uf. Buena nalga, Mr. British.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
Está bueno el tema.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
No puedo vestirme de corpulento ya, weón.
If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
No, William no fue.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Su culiao agrandado, weón. Al toque, no, este weón no puede ser. Uy, se le ve el pene. No, tiene que cortar el nepe. Se le ve el nepe, weón. Una mujer, weón. No, un hombre tiene barba, pues. No, es que le ve el nepe.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal?
Qué bonito, bueno.
If only that were the
Mentira,
reality
no
of the
te venía
situation.
mierda.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes.
Saint Paul.
First and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Wonderful, le he dicho.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
Obvio. Obvio.
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Buena, se ve bueno el juego, culiao. Le ve mucho tucu. Mira, visto pues Julio Bulento, ¿no?
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Como ya me cansa un poquito ya
It's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Ah, mira, cosito rico, un guachín.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now.
You can do better than that. Nah, it's my turn.
Oh no, oh, el guacho culiao.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the sweat of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insult me again and I'll put an end to your misery right now.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you.
What saliendo así, weón, guacho culiao, y weón hablando de pana, weón.
Let me assist you to that better place.
Saludable.
Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Camino rojo, weón. ¿Cuál es el camino rojo, weón? Ah, que está para allá, chucha. Me venía para otro lado yo. Con razón. Dale. Voy a matar. Estación de sangre o liberarlo. Apropiarse.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Algo sufrirá? ¿De qué?
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Pues vos mató a un huevón, por... Vos se lo merecía. Oye, esta cosa sí que es bonita, weón. Se llama la música.
Come on, I don't have all night. Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr.
Una enfermera
Swansea
culiada
insisted we provide
pesada,
you a
weón.
quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been
Para
prepared.
dejarla viva, por empezar nomás.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Well.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Thank you.
La divina solo después. A mí, ya todo guachín, pues, bueno. ¿Cómo va a estar vestido así uno, bueno? La media falla. Re fallero, boludo. Este negro, un negro.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Negociemos.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
¿Quién más tiene? Una escopeta Milton. ¿Dónde tengo? Ahí está 97. Sí, una escopeta, parte gatillo común. Oh, nice. Tornillo, grasa. Ya cuando te con el tucutucu voy con esta wea.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening.
¿Qué pasa, Mr. British Enfermo?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Julio. ¿Cómo es estadía? Ah, tu estadía. Ah, ya.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
¿Puedo reformarlo?
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling
Quiero formarlo en
inside.
vampiro, entonces.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Detalles. Círculo social y toda la weá, pues, weón. La weá profunda, juego culiao, weón. Tengo para rato.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Su vida en Londres, mi tripitish.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Aquí era literal la pandilla, la amenazado a la pandilla.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long. You know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint. Not even criminals.
Hay una pandilla ahí ya. No sé si será tan potente, tan fuerte. Tom Watts.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Corrupción.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
¿Cómo se gana la vida? ¿Es un curita? ¿O no un curita, bueno? Aunque no tiene la agua blanca, me di cuenta recién.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Entonces no.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Me salí solo, weón. No me salí solo. A ver, ¿ha hecho algún amigo?
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir.
Entonces, también en Vampyr.
And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Disgust on every street corner.
¿Quién está dando ayuda? ¿Quién está dando ayuda, con esa chinita rica? Hay una buena ahí. Una buena.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
No, la buena se lo dijo el tuyo, que chucha, bueno.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
No le compro, bueno. No le compro.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
¿Por qué crees eso? ¿Por qué esa weá? Con tanta weá, yo no te compro, no te compro ni una weá, weón.
It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional.
Pista si nos acaba de descubrir una pista, revela secretos sobre un ciudadano. A alguien relacionado a él, con él. ¿En serio existe esa weá? Chucha. Como vampiro necesita sangre humana para evolucionar. ¿Realmente existe esa enfermedad o no? ¿O es mentira, weón?
You say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
¿Enemigos?
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Otras preguntas personales.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Weón pesado, weón. Ese es un doctor. Desconocido. Muchos weones ya aún. En otro momento me preocuparé. Doctor. ¿Ese fue mordido?
Good evening.
Vampiro?
I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer Goswick.
Subí en Londres.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Debemos comunicarnos.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick.
Bueno, igual es como lento va a ser médico, bueno.
Of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Hay un buen ahí, ¿Vitamina?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Preguntas personales. No tengo nada. Cuénteme mejor usted.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick.
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
¿Qué es el marido, weón? 4 por.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social...
Ah, ¿qué pasó? ¿Se cayó el live? Bueno, ahí está.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but but it wasn't cheap.
Pero no fue barato.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Encontré allita la weona.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation.
La buena corrupta, weón.
But I'm aware such behavior
Pagando por
would
una
not be
cama.
tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye,
Adiós.
Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
¿Qué le pasó, weón? ¿Qué sé qué le pasó, weón?
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands.
Voy a sacar a la mamá,
You have
weón.
to convince Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir.
Always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me,
¿Pasar la puerta?
what a bloody idiot.
¿Qué tiene en la mano,
I will
weón?
not let you down, my boy.
¿Tiene un reloj? Sí, tiene un reloj.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
9-4. La mamá
Goodbye,
está
Mrs.
sobreprotectora. Ay, no, ¿puedo hacer algo más?
Good evening, Doctor.
Hay otro tono ahí arriba,
How's
no he
my
visto.
son doing?
¿Qué dice? Chequeo médico.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doctor. But I'm fine, thank you.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
¿Puedo chequear médico también? A ver, vamos a ver médico, weón. Me he pasado como 3 horas aquí, weón, atendiendo weones. Fatiga, tratamiento de la fatiga.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
No tengo medicamento, weón.
I will see you later. I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you
Okay. Ah, está bueno, weón, me gusta esta parte de estar hablando con weones, weón. ¿Qué weón dicen? Mr. British. Este weón se echó pico, weón. ¿Puedo hablar con este weón? No, weón.
So tired. Will this shift never end? My sweet girl.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Cuénteme sobre
Could you tell
usted.
me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr.
Hoy,
Reed.
hoy, hoy, súbeme la vara.
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
El weón está luchando con la epidemia aún.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
La fiebre española, la gripe española.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these.
Muy valioso.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true.
Media hora hablando con
Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Milton Friedman. No, de tiempo de ni nacía. ¿Quién nace Milton Friedman?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Tengo tiempo. Ok, tengo una nueva misión secundaria atrás.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering
¿Por qué no se ven como
borracho,
weón? Y chucha, weón. Tan bien, weón.
I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Wow.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
Adiós.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Entonces este buen...
Good evening, I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Hijo de perra, weón. Y aquí terminó el directo. Súbela bien, suba. hasta el tubo.